Good morning and welcome to Gospel Bytes, where we take a bite at the Gospel for the day. Today is Saturday, May 4th. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. Glory to you, O Lord. This is taken from John chapter 15, verses 18 to 21. Jesus said to his disciples, "If the world hates you, realize that it hated me first. If you belong to the world would love its own. But because you do not belong to the world, and I have chosen you out of the world hates you. Remember the word I spoke to you. No slave is greater than his master. If they persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they kept my word, they will also keep yours. And they will do all these things to you on account of my name, because they do not know the one who sent me." The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Today, Jesus tells us that if you expect an easy life, if you expect that the world would love you, then think again. They hated me, they persecuted me, they killed me. They're going to do that to you. Don't expect that the world will just embrace you. I remember when I was a young priest, there was another priest that who told me, just tell the people what they want to hear. Don't cause any trouble for yourself. And I thought, so what's the purpose of being a priest if I'm just going to uh, affirm the bad and then keep quiet about the good? And I think that's why when people ask me, why do good people suffer? It's precisely that when it's something good, then it's worth suffering. So don't expect that the world is just going to embrace and love you, because they did not do that to Jesus. They rejected him. And one time I was assigned to a parish where apparently all they heard about was how good humanity is, how good God is, and everything that is good. Everything is like positive teaching, a positive speech, you know? And it's almost like flattery already. And I was there, so I started preaching about things which the church really teaches. And one time I preached about purgatory, and oh boy, they were offended by that. They all thought that we will all go to heaven because we have a merciful and loving God. And I thought, I haven't even preached about hell yet. It's just purgatory, and they're offended already. And there I realized that it's not really me that they are offended against. Or it was Jesus, because I never invented any of those teachings. I'm just preaching about what Jesus taught, what the Bible commanded. And I remember in the same parish at one time, the reading was about the final judgment. And Jesus spoke about uh, the, I think it was the weeds that are going to be cut down and thrown into the fire. And then there was another reading about there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And I read it very slowly, and everybody was quiet. It's like they were thinking, okay, what's he going to say now? I didn't even preach about that. It's like, well, you heard it. It's not from me. You heard the gospel. I didn't even have to preach. And a third time, I didn't really, um, I can't remember what I preached about, but someone came up to me after Mass and said, "Father, I love your homily. It was really nice. Nobody got offended." Uh, And I was offended by that, because that means that, you know, the gospel could be very offensive, especially if you're living a life that is contrary to it, because it speaks against our lifestyle, the things that we do. contrary to the commandments. And uh, and so since then I realized I shouldn't take these attacks personally, because they're not really attacks on me, but they don't have a problem with me. Their problem is with Jesus, with God, with His commandments, with His laws. Uh, I'm just a messenger. So if they hate me, then maybe it's because it's not me, but it's Jesus that they have a problem with. Uh, and so we need to be faithful, because otherwise we're perpetuating sin by being silent, and we will have to answer to that, if we're not faithful to the message, to the gospel. But to those who are faithful, those of you who are parents who get into fights every time you speak about religion to your children, just don't take it personally. It's not you that they hate, it's Jesus. But they need to hear about it. They need to be told, otherwise, who's going to warn them? That is love. That is mercy. That we care enough to suffer for them, even if they're the ones who will punish us for that. So let us be faithful to the message of Christ and be faithful in proclaiming it to the world. I'm Father Jerry Sembrano for another edition of Gospel Bites. God bless you and have a nice day.